Nothing OS 3.0 is finally here, putting an end to all the rumors and speculations. We now have an official look at the new operating system, showcasing its features and design in detail. Take a closer look.
We tried to redesign everything for better UX, looks, and just so it feels a lot smoother.
Yeah, I teased this screen on Twitter. People liked it.
So this was the screenshot that Carl Pei teased a few months ago on his X account, formerly known as Twitter. Anyway, moving ahead.
Nothing.OS 1 and 2, we started to establish our own design language. With Nothing.OS 3, we kind of taken it to the next level. We refined the typography and adapted it for better readability and refined it throughout the whole UI across the OS and the apps.
Before, we had the N-Dot font everywhere. It's not that we don't love N-Dot. I think N-Dot is great, but you can't just have it everywhere.
We really want to be very tasteful with how we use the N-Dot. Combined with the updated sans serif font, just gives this kind of a modern and more clean look throughout the OS. The dot matrix is such a kind of iconic element of our design system. We still wanted to keep it in the OS. So that's why we developed this animation engine, which powers the dot animation throughout the OS.
For those worrying about if Nothing would keep dot animation or not, so it's officially a yes, it's here to stay. They have even redesigned it for a better user experience.
For example, like the weather app, where we can display the weather icons in this very cool dot matrix style, and we can actually animate them.
I think this is much better than just having all the dots in the same size. It's a lot more dynamic, and I think this opens up a lot of room for us to do cool stuff. Are we thinking about anything else for the future?
We have this transparency in the hardware, which we use a lot. And we thought about transparency in the software, how we can create a similar idea in the UI. And we think visualizing the data and making the data visible is one of those things which feels like transparency in software.
I see the lock screen is completely redesigned.
New lock screen got a complete revamp. Now you can edit things in a very direct way, right? Just long press, go into the edit mode, and you can choose different clock faces or just the widget area. Starting from the clock faces, these include some of our very recognizable and iconic designs like the N-type and N-dot. But also we came up with a few new ones, and we actually had a lot of fun designing those.
Yeah, I like this one. I was so excited when I saw the mock-ups, so I tweeted them.
I like this one too. It's an unusual design which comes from the limitation, right? Because we're trying to fit this analog clock face into very limited area at the top. This clock face inspired by the London Underground, and this is a typeface which some of the older stations in the London Underground still use. And we kind of took this as a reference and also kind of a nice homage to where our headquarters is located.
Okay, so more customization.
Yeah, so the clock face is one part, and you can really play around with it to make it look your own. But if you want something more functional, you can just tap on the widget area, click expand, and really build your own custom layout, which kind of just fits your needs perfectly. And then you can just drag and drop different elements to build your own home screen. One of the other areas people were talking about a lot is the quick settings. And that's also what we wanted to redesign completely. From the beginning, we actually always wanted to make it modular. And we just played around with different styles and the layouts. We finally landed on this one, which feels in line with the OS. And it's actually built around the same grid system as the home screen and the rest of the launcher.
The previous quick settings was one of my least favorite parts on Nothing OS. I think the biggest improvement is not only does it look nice, but for me, it's like the information density. I also didn't like that we had two big tiles before, and it was kind of hard to understand what to do. Now it's just way more intuitive.
Yeah, and actually you can make it as dense or as bold as you want, right? If you want to have a lot of small elements on the first swipe, you can just kind of minimize everything. If you want to have more larger elements, just expand everything. Another point people mentioned quite a lot was the auto brightness toggle. We built it right into this brightness slider bar.
I always wondered why we didn't have that, but now we do.
Yeah, and I think this is kind of a nice solution to it.
So ever since the beginning, we tried to create a system that's more helpful to people. What else are we doing in 3.0?
AI is definitely one of the things we're trying to use more throughout the OS, and this is actually where the smart drawer comes in. When you have so many apps, and you have to scroll through this like huge canvas of app icons. It can be really hard to find the app that you want. One of the new things actually that we added to the standard drawer is the ability to pin things to the top. So if you want some app to be always visible for you on the first swipe, you can just pin it to the top like this. If you want to get really organized, you can just switch to the smart drawer and instantly have all your apps sorted into different categories. We're actually using AI here to kind of analyze of your usage of different apps and surface the right apps for you in the right moment when you need them the most.
It feels really convenient. Speaking about efficiency, we create these widgets that allow people to spend less time in the apps and more time getting things done on the home screen and lock screens. And I think it's been really well received. Like, people really like the widgets. So what are we doing differently for 3.0?
The widgets are one of the defining features of our OS. It's the way how you can access information without getting distracted by the rest of the content. So we're constantly expanding our library of widgets, and so far we already released over 20. And with Nothing OS 3, we're bringing the new one. It's a countdown widget. So it allows you to track time towards some specific date that you're looking forward to, or just kind of like display some general things like a year progress or maybe your next birthday. Social aspect of the OS is quite important to us. So that's why we came up with this idea of shared widgets. You can take some of the widgets on your home screen and just share it with somebody. Maybe that's your close friend or somebody from your family. This sort of creates this kind of portal between two phones. What I see, it also becomes what you see. I can share photos, or you can kind of see and peek into my day, how I am doing with the step counter or maybe screen time.
Also competition, right? If we like have each other as widgets and we do the pedometer one,
Yeah.
we can race every day.
Yeah, you can compare who walked the most each day. And to add a little fun, we actually also included this interaction element. So you can drop in the reactions or stickers, and another person on the other end will see it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to using this. I have a lot of friends and family all over the world, and I don't know what to text, so this will make us feel more connected. Maybe we should talk about apps.
It's finally coming. It's Nothing Gallery. The thing with Nothing Gallery, we want to really optimize it to work really well across camera and the whole OS. So in combination with the camera, it really brings a lot of speed improvements.
We got a lot of feedback that after you take a photo and then going into the gallery, it took a long time.
Because this kind of transition has to happen between our camera and the Google Photos app. So the transition now is up to 1.4 seconds faster. The processing times for some of the complex cases like HDR and the portrait effects, they can be up to 25% faster. So talking about the layout, we also designed this to be in style with the rest of the OS with Nothing OS 3. It kind of starts with this simple grid, but you also have this easily identifiable key moments throughout your feed. So you can easily find it when you scroll through your photos library.
If I travel to Italy and have a great pasta, will it favorite it?
Yeah, so we can identify it as a key moment, and we also use this AI image segmentation to kind of highlight the key object and segment it out of the rest of the image so you can find it easily. In the future, we're going to be adding more automatic AI image categorization and the more natural language search. And a lot more AI features are actually also coming in the future. The AI upscaling and super resolution, when you zoom in into the image, like we can really bring those details up. Also the AI image generation, so you can just turn yourself into a crazy samurai or something.
Very cool. Looking forward, and I think our community is going to be really excited about this release.
So the general release will begin in December and the open beta will start rolling out in October.
All right, great stuff. Thank you.
So here you have it, the all-new Nothing OS 3. What are your thoughts on Nothing OS 3.0? Did it meet your expectations, or were you hoping for more? And if you had to pick one feature that stands out the most, what would it be? Share your insights in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more early tech reveals and leaks. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.